Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 1st to the 10th, 2018 reading for you. Now I've shuffled and meditated upon the cards, so we are going to see what these 10 days have in store for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, all that information will be in the description box below. Okay. You're very powerful. Yeah, very powerful Major Arcana cards. Okay? The Major Arcana cards are the big picture for these 10 days. The Minor Arcana cards can have a bit of wiggle room to them, but the Major Arcana cards are definitely the big things that are coming for you. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Alright, this is really great. I feel like you're taking a stand for yourself, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You really are. Yeah. Okay. So your first card is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords can represent an air sign. A Libra, an Aquarius, a Gemini. But because we're talking about you, this also represents you. This is you being brilliant. Okay, your mind is very, very sharp in these 10 days. But you're also following what you want. The thoughts that you have, and you're manifesting your reality. Okay? It's kind of like you've been envisioning something in your life, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And it's going to be different for each and every one of you because this is a general reading. But you have something in your mind. You have a goal that you've been working very hard to create, to manifest in your life, to achieve. And now you're starting to see things kind of fall into place. This is mastery of your thoughts, being a master of your thoughts. This is divine right, because that's what kings and queens have, the divine right to be exalted above all others, chosen by God. That's literally what a king and a queen is. They were chosen by God to live in absolute prosperity and to have people follow what they say. You are using your divine right, because here we're not talking about one secular group of people. We're talking about you as an individual, having the divine right to manifest what it is that you want from your life, from your thoughts into your life. You're cutting through doubts, through fears, through negativity, through things that have been holding you back. You're using your thoughts and your memories, the past, to lead you forward, but you're not living in the past. You're actually, think of this as a chessboard and being 5 steps, 10 steps ahead of everybody else. There's a warning with the King of Swords not to be sharp-tongued. Because the King of Swords, in the negative aspect of him, can be somebody who is very egocentric. Somebody who only cares about their thoughts, their ideas, their wants and needs. Now, you're sitting there and you're not being egocentric at all. But you're sitting there and you're saying, this is what I want from my life. This is where I'm going. This is who I am. And I don't need to be more or less for anyone. And you are moving forward in this abundance of self, in this freedom of expression. The King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, they need to be free. And that's what you need to be, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You need to be free within your own mind, within your own perception of your reality, to create the life that you want. Not to be sharp-tongued, not to be acidic, acerbic with anybody. But to sit there and know your truth, know your understanding, and live your reality. Then you have the Death card. This is a dying away of the old self and a rebirth of the new. This is being blessed and moving forward. Because here he has, if you can see that, there we go. He has a halo behind him. And now the thing with white dogs with red ears in Welsh mythology and Celtic mythology means that these are animals from the spiritual realm. These are animals from the fairy world. So these are looking behind them at the spiritual, charging forward into our everyday life, guiding you. But these are gifts. These are kind of blessings leading you forward. And I always say that the dogs represent the angels, loyal, faithful companions that want the best for you, that protect you and look out after you or over you. So half of you is looking back at the spiritual world. Half of your guidance is coming from the spiritual realm. And half of your guidance is coming from this earthly plane. And think of this as kind of shedding your skin. Or transforming like a butterfly. That's a nicer metaphor. There we go. And you now have grown. You have understood whatever it is. And again, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, this is a general reading. So it's going to be different for every single one of you. But you're having a death of the old self, of the way you used to look at things, the way you used to see things. And now you're having a rebirth of who it is that you truly are. And it's not saying that you were being inauthentic before, but it's saying that you are being more and more you now that you are moving forward. Now that you have come to this realization, now that you're starting to put yourself first. This isn't putting yourself on the back burner. This isn't, saying everybody else matters, but I don't. No, this is saying that I matter. That I have been through hard times. I have known loss and pain. You've known death. And there are many ways that things die. Right? Death of an idea, death of a person, death of something. This doesn't mean at all, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that anybody's going to die. I mean that you have known pain in your life. And it has changed you and it has transformed you into the person that you are today. And you're embracing that truth, that reality of who you are. And you're seeing things a bit more clearly now than ever before. You're following your guidance. You have your bow here. You know how to protect yourself. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is hard work. This is dedication. This is putting the time and the effort in for what it is that you want. Now, this could be you put the time and the effort in and you're falling in love with somebody who's strong and confident, who is brilliant and who knows what they want from life. For some of you, that's going to be true. For others of you, you're putting the time and effort in and you're embracing your brilliance. You're embracing your strength of character, your strength of mind, the not backing down but not being a brute. You are finding this perfect balance of self. And you're knowing what you desire as you move forward. You're getting messages. Make sure you follow them. And you have the angels guiding you. Okay, with cats, I always look at it as, you have the angels with you even though you don't feel them there. Even though you don't always see them there. Because dogs, to me, always make themselves more known. They're always right there with you. And cats come and go as they please. But this is you working hard to achieve your prosperity here on the earthly plane. There's a sense of you achieving your goals, of knowing your mind, and sitting there and having prosperity come in. And you've worked hard for it. So don't sit there and think and not give yourself credit for the hard work and the effort that you've put in. You've worked hard for this prosperity. For those of you who are wanting to fall in love, you know this statement that falling in love is easy, but staying in love is hard work. And true love is worth its weight in gold. The person who is willing to put in the time, put in the effort, and move forward with you is the person that you want to be with. You don't want a good time Charlie. You don't want somebody who's fly by night. You're not interested in that. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're interested in results. You're interested in commitment. Excuse me. And that's what you're embracing in your life, in your work, in your day-to-day existence, and in the people that you want into your life, that you want to let in. You don't want people who just, kind of run their mouth and then do nothing. Confucius once said, he originally taught that it was a person's words that made him great. And then one day his students, he was walking around the dormitory, or whatever he called, where they all lived. And he saw his one student who always said the right things, who always had the best words. And he was just laying on his bed doing nothing. Or sitting there talking with a group of people. I can't remember which. And then he went and he saw this one student that he really didn't think much of because he never really said anything. And he saw the student busily at work, putting Confucius' teachings into action. And that's when he realized that it is a person's deeds that matter more than the correct words that they can say. in order to please people. You're looking for actions here. You're not looking for chatter. You're not looking for people who can't follow through. That's what you want. You want people in your life surrounding you who have that follow through, who have that same commitment to excellence that you have, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And then you have here the High Priestess. I love the High Priestess. This is justice and truth coming together, moving you forward. The statement, silent waters run deep, is absolutely true with this card. This is the veil being lifted from your eyes and seeing things for how they truly are. Kind of like the Confucius story that I just told with the Eight of Pentacles. Sitting there and seeing what's really important and living in that truth and watching that truth come into your life. Now, with Carolyn, she was a witch, okay? She was a sorceress, and she made this cauldron of wisdom. This is where the Hierophant, the Hierophant card comes in, Taliesin. That was the boy that she hired to stir the elixir, and he's the one who had all the wisdom. But she had this cauldron of wisdom for her son, who she didn't think had any talents, which sounds harsh, but Welsh mythology and most mythology is a bit harsh. But she could create something from nothing. She could create greatness where there was no promise of it. And she was a person who knew the power of her own strength, who knew her own truth, who could see the truth of the matter. Connecting with nature is going to bring you closer and closer to your truth. It's also going to help you lift the veil from your eyes and recharge your batteries as you're seeing things that normally you have been overlooking. This is an awakening of self. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is awakening of your ideas, your ideals, and kind of a blending of the two. Not living in a utopian fairy tale, but living in the truth that you want to create for your life and living in the truth that is your existence and absolutely embracing your wisdom and your vitality of spirit. Embracing the knowledge that you have and not being fooled by how people want you to perceive them, what people want you to think of them. You're seeing the truth of a person. You're seeing the truth of the people in your life. And you're realizing that you need to balance the scales. And by this, I mean, this is the Six of Pentacles is my minor arcana justice card. It's as if you're realizing that you're giving a heck of a lot more than you're receiving. And you're sitting there and you're saying, you know what, that's not fair. It's not fair that people are taking and taking and taking. And that's where your mastery of your thoughts comes in. It's as if you're sitting there and you realize that you've been underselling yourself, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And you're saying, you know what, enough is enough. I've put in my hard work, my time, my effort, my energy. And I expect to be recognized for it. This isn't being braggadocious. This isn't, being egotistical. This is you saying, I work hard, and I, at least, am going to acknowledge the hard work that I put into my life. I'm going to acknowledge myself. And this is sitting there and not being the person who runs to help everybody every 5 seconds, where all people do is take and take and take. You're sitting there, you're saying, you know what? It's time to balance the scales. This is also in matters of money. You work hard for your money, right? Watch where it's going. For some of you. But you're balancing the scales. You're gaining this understanding. And you're saying, you know what? Things need to be fair in my life. And that's how you're moving forward. With that fairness. With that abundance of self. Knowing your own worth, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And then you're taking all your knowledge, all your understanding, and you're walking away from the place that you once thought you would be happy. You're walking away. You're sitting there saying, you know what? This no longer brings me joy. This no longer brings me happiness. I've learned so much, and now it's time to move forward. The angels are helping you carry something that is too heavy for you, but there's also something that you're leaving behind that has no bearing on you anymore, that has no use to you. And it could be this memory, this thought, just would weigh you down. It's either it's too hurtful. It's too hurtful, it's too sorrowful for you to move forward with it. And now you're embracing your truth and your understanding, and you're moving forward in your bounty, in your beauty, and in your personal bliss, in your happiness. It is as if you sit you know now your own worth. You've sat there, you've thought about things, and you've realized, you know what? I'm a heck of a lot better than I've given myself credit for. I work hard. I need fairness in my life. For some of you, you might be citing, that it's time to start looking for a new job. This is not saying in any way, shape, or form that you should quit your job when you do not have a job so you can find something better. No, this is saying that while you're working, while you're accumulating your wealth and your prosperity, you are looking for a place that's more fair, that fits you better. Okay? For some of you, that's what's happening. Because you're sitting there and you're learning, you're taking all the knowledge that you have gathered, all your understanding, and you're moving forward with the knowledge that you have gathered from your former workplace or from the workplace that you're in, and applying that to somewhere new, somewhere where you're treated a little bit better, or a little bit better, a lot better, because you're not the same person you were when you started. This goes for a relationship too. For those of you Virgos, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, who sit there and say, you know what, I'm working so hard to keep everything together, and the only thing this person is doing is taking and taking, and you see the truth of the matter now, and you're embracing your brilliance. Okay? Never think that you do not give your all, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, because you do. Your clarifying cards are the Four of Pentacles and the Hangman. The Four of Pentacles means you're protecting your wealth. You're also protecting your solar plexus. You're sitting there and being not shrewd in a bad way, but you're really thinking things through. And you're saying, I am protecting my home. For me, this card, I don't know why, it just seems to say, probably because he's protecting the homes here. It just seems to say to me, I am protecting my home. I am protecting what is nearest and dearest to me. And that's my own personal prosperity. You have your feet firmly planted on the ground, but you know the importance of prosperity. You know the importance of protecting what is yours. And you're guarding your solar plexus. You're not letting in the negativity that once used to kind of flood into your life. And this is because you're seeing things through kind of two sets of eyes. You're seeing things differently. In the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the Hangman is a man hanging upside down from a tree. He's physically seeing the world differently. Here, this is a man trapped between the fairy world and the earthly world. It takes courage to live in two worlds at once. It takes courage to see things so differently. Breathing in the spiritual, breathing in your own personal understanding. Kind of learning through observing. This is compassion. This is empathy. And I think you're beginning to see, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, that you have a lot more going for you than you once thought. That your sense of prosperity, your sense of abundance is at your core. And if you don't protect that, nobody else will. If you don't protect your sense of well-being, your ability to take care of what's near and dear to you, your prosperity, your wealth, the things you value as much as money, nobody else is. So you're putting yourself first, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, not in a negative way, not in a selfish way, but in a way that brings you the understanding, the compassion, and the prosperity that you want in your life. Okay. Give me a moment. You're walking away from what you once thought you would love. This is mentally, because that's what the swords signify to me. Mentally understanding and walking away from what no longer fits you, what no longer suits you. You're leaving something behind because you don't need to take it with you. Your angels are guiding you forward. Okay, but this is cognitively, mentally, moving forward. Working hard. You know how much work and time and effort you put into things. And you're no longer willing to just slave away and not get anything in return. It's as if the veil has been lifted from your eyes and you now see people for who they truly are. What they are giving to you and what you are receiving from them. And now silently and steadily, you're opening up your sense of spiritual awakening, okay? For some of you, for others of you, you are opening up your sense of justice and rightness for you. But you're seeing the truth of the matter. Connect with nature. It's going to recharge your batteries. And you're moving forward in wisdom and in truth, in bounty and in understanding. You're balancing the scales. Right? You're seeing that things aren't even. And you're saying, you know what, no more. No longer am I going to keep on working and working and being taken advantage of. This isn't you having a hissy fit or sitting there thinking, you know, everybody's just being mean. This is you sitting there and saying, you know what, very maturely, very, you know, rightly, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm working hard and I deserve to be treated fairly because of it. You know your mind, you know what you want. Again, you're moving 5 to 10 steps ahead of everybody else. So you're really seeing things clearly. And then you're having this transformation of self. This dying away of the old self. This rebirth of the new. Taking in all the good aspects of you. Even your ability to walk away and say, you know what, things aren't fair. That takes courage. And spiritually, you're being guided. Physically, you're being guided. There's almost a sense of, you know, you can't stay where it is that you are anymore. There's a sense of needing to move. Now, this could be with work. This could be with home. This could be a myriad of things. Again, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for every single one of you. But there's a sense of things no longer fitting. So there's a change coming. And this could just be a change of mind. And I say just, not lightly. You know, walking away from a way of thinking. Walking away from the idea of you having to give and give and give till there's nothing left to give anymore. So that people appreciate you. No, they appreciate you now for your hard work, and you're being able to see who's really in your life to build you up and who's not. Who's there just to take advantage. You're knowing your own mind better and better, more than ever before. You're guarding your solar plexus, you're guarding your wealth, you're guarding the prosperity of your home, and you're seeing things as they truly are. You're seeing things through a different point of view, through empathy, through understanding. And this is empathy for yourself too, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Moving forward in victory and in courage. Your subconscious message, oh, I love it, is the 9 of Pentacles. You know that you are prosperous. You know that your harvest is coming in. You know that there is love, true love in your life, or true love that is coming. You're guarding your purse, okay? Definitely, that's definitely a message here. Guarding your wealth. Looking at things in a 360 point of view, not just what's right in front of you, because that's the whole point of falconry. They can see so much more and hunt from such a greater distance than what you can see right in front of you. Don't trust everybody who you're working with or who you rely on. Make sure that you're looking at things. Make sure you know where the money's going. Make sure you know where your prosperity is going. And now it's time for you to embrace your harvest, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, because you have worked darn hard for it. All right. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. It was a pleasure reading for you.